That was definitely the most embarrassing loss in Cardinals history, for sure. So we're going full angry Cardinals fan mode the rest of the way, because win or lose, what the actual hell was that? Jesus. Welcome back to Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Law. Hit that sub, tap that bell, send that like, and leave a comment. Here we go. Cardinals do Cardinal stuff.
Bam Knight on the return. And
Oh, yeah!
Orange pass incomplete, broken up on the play by Keys.
Big dog is off. Go! Well, suffered likely the most embarrassing loss in Cardinals history. Probably. I can't think of anything worse, honestly. I'm gonna go off. For sure. Well, as you guys saw in that video, the first half, we played like we give a damn. Like we were gonna win. Like we knew we were better. Like we knew we were gonna do this thing. And the second half, ate it. Completely ate it. Failure on multiple points on this team. Let's break it down. Cardinals fought the Tennessee Titans in Week 5. A loss that stings not just because the Titans aren't better, because they're garbage. They're the worst team, one of the worst teams in the league, and that makes us look even worse now. But because this was a game Arizona absolutely should have won, and they should have won running away. Should not have been even close. Should not have been even like had we won even by one touchdown, I'd have been pissed. All right, because this should have been a blowout for us. Okay, coming off a mini bye, extra rest, home field, momentum after two heartbreakers, and somehow Cardinals found a way to lose to a Titans team that got shut out 26-0 the week before. How the hell? Okay, let's break it down. Right, let's break down what went wrong, what very little went right, and what this means heading into Week 6. So this is supposed to be a get-right game. Vegas had the Cardinals as 9.5 point favorites or something like that, which tells you everything about how bad the Titans were perceived coming in. But instead of stepping on the throats early like we should have, Arizona let him hang around, right? The offense came out sluggish in the second half, missed blocks, penalties, poor timing. Kyler Murray never looked fully in rhythm in the second half. The run game, once the identity of this team, was once again invisible. Again, James Conner getting hurt for the season, obviously, biting us in the ass, right? And clearly showing us that he was clearly our best offensive weapon. The Titans didn't have to be great. They just had to be better at executing little things. And that's exactly what they did in the second half, right? They played ugly, boring physical football. In Arizona, we just couldn't match that energy. Let's talk about Drew Petzing's offense, because I'm so sick and tired of talking about this guy. I'm so tired of talking about this dude. Because at some point, we got to be honest, okay? The group, this entire offense has no real rhythm, right? It looked like we did in the first half, but again, it's the Titans, all right? It's the Titans, okay? It's like in middle school playing basketball, kids against the teachers. All the kids think like, yeah, we're gonna win. And it turns out the teachers being 2-3 feet taller and having more experience playing sports, clearly we're better, right? I don't even know if that made sense to y'all. I'm just, that's how frustrated I am, but hopefully it made sense to you guys, okay? Kyler's pressing. The play calling feels predictable. It is predictable. It's not hard, all right? Just think of, all right, what should we do on this, third and whatever, 3rd and 8, okay? And then just go down the list. What's the dumbest thing we can do on third? That's how Drew Petzing calls plays. What is the dumbest thing we can do in a situation? They'll never see it coming. What are we doing? I'm sick and tired of this garbage. We're constantly behind schedule, right? Michael Carter, who stepped up with Trey Benson on IR, he actually did all right. He did pretty solid in getting us 4 yards, 5 yards, getting us first downs, even getting in the end zone, right? In the second half, struggled to find any lanes. The offensive line couldn't block a damn thing. Paris Johnson Jr. was, he was there, he was doing all right, but Isaiah Adams, garbage. I'm done with him. I'm done with him. Please, Will Hernandez, get healthy immediately, as soon as possible, whatever you want to call it, and get back in. Please, because this is ridiculous, okay? And Froho, what the hell was that? All right? Kyler Murray in the post-game press conference said, oh, it's a miscommunication issue. No, that was a dumbass snap. That was ridiculous. Kyler was still talking to everybody. It was not loud in there. I was in there. It was not loud in the stadium when we were on offense. Kyler was still tuning things here, looking around, and Froho, for some reason, got snap happy and shot it back and smacked him in the face, and we lost the ball. It was embarrassing. That was in the first half, crying out loud. So, look, even when Kyler had time, like the intermediate game wasn't there, right? It was either checkdowns, and I don't mind the checkdowns. And we did find some middle ground and everything, and we did it right in the first half. But again, second half was garbage. The one bright spot, Marvin Harrison Jr. again continues to look at the real deal, like he's definitely developing. But when your second-year wideout is the only consistent spark on the offense, that's a problem. Even Trey McBride had issues today. Like when he got the ball, great. The one big play he had, thanks Isaiah Adams. All right, because you're too dumb to not hold. Jesus Christ, dude, what are we doing? Okay, it's a problem. All right, there's no consistency here. All right, Petzing said this week they needed to uptick everything in the run game. Well, they didn't. They did not. And now starting to feel like this team is running in place. I'll give credit to Jonathan Gannon's defense. They played their heart out. And they were out there a lot. Okay, Calais Campbell, Zayvon Collins, Budda Baker gave everything they had. And even Budda didn't deliver very much, but Zayvon Collins had some big plays. Calais Campbell, clogged up the middle pretty well. And they still ran on us pretty good, but still, we're a bend, don't break type of defense. We still forced the stops, right? We bent, we didn't break. But when your offense keeps giving the ball back and it wears on you, right? It's just crazy. I mean, Tony Pollard's been in the league for who knows how long. He was whooping our ass like it was nothing, okay? And the frustrating part is the defense did enough to win. The defense did enough to win. They got tired at the end and gave up a couple big plays. That just sucks, right? You guys saw in the video the big play, that got the Titans into the red zone. They ended up scoring a touchdown on that, or shortly after that. Holding Tennessee under 24 points should have been enough, okay? When your offense can't sustain drives, can't convert in the red zone, can't get first downs, the defense starts to fade. It gets tired, and it's the same story we've seen too many damn times. So what does this loss say about the Cardinals? We suck. Plain and simple. You can't lie to yourself. I ain't gonna lie to you. Right? This is a team that still doesn't know how to close anything. We don't have any clear instinct. We don't know how to close a door at this point. They can compete, they can hang, but they don't finish ever. And that's been the story through 5 weeks. The roster's young for the most part. Sure, injuries hurt, but that's part of the game. You're supposed to deal with that. That's next man up. There's too much talent here to be dropping games like this, and Gannon damn sure knows it. All right, his post-game comments were controlled, but you can hear the frustration. All right, we'll talk about Gannon here in a minute because I think it's time to talk about Jonathan freaking Gannon. All right, so the Cardinals fall to 2-3 in a game that should have pushed us above 500 and changed the whole tone of the season. Instead of pushing for the playoffs, it's back to the drawing board again. All right, if you can't tell me that at 2-3 we're somehow going to win out the rest of the season, especially now with the Packers coming into town October 19th. Okay, we're going to win out the rest of the season and make the playoffs. It's not happening. Okay. That's not happening. I mean, I've watched my entire life has been Cardinal football, and oh my God, it's not gonna happen. Just stop with the BS. All right, 2008 was a one-off. We got lucky. All right, like, come on, man. And look, offense has to find its identity. The coaching staff needs to get its head out of their asses and needs to make adjustments. And anyone, please step up and finish drives, because moral victories don't count anymore. We're done with that. We are finished with that. The only bright spot this whole damn game was Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay? Let's make one thing clear. All right? I think today showed it. All right? Today showed Marvin Harrison Jr. has arrived in the league, right? Week 5 against the Titans, right? Sure, we lost, okay? It wasn't just another, game for him. It was a statement for him, I think. 4 catches with 98 yards. Should have had that touchdown, but, by the way, the refs, they keep sending us like the D team of the refs. They're garbage. These guys couldn't figure out who's 68, 69. It's like they would just garbage. They would give penalties to the wrong guys. They would call BS penalties. They screwed Marvin Harrison out of his touchdown. They screwed Michael Carter out of a touchdown or Brevin Knight out of a touchdown earlier in the game. We had to give it to him again, and he just punched it in. But come on. But you can't blame the refs on everything, right? So that being said, Marvin Harrison, I think he had a statement game, and it was a quiet one, but it was a statement, right? I think he's the real deal. Despite the Cardinals losing in frustrating fashion again, the silver lining was watching Harrison step up in the wide receiver 1 role that he's been doing it for years, even though he's only a second-year wideout. Harrison looked different out there. He was confident, he was composed, he was explosive. He mossed those dudes in the end zone. That was a straight up mossing. Like he had one last game too. He's explosive, he's composed. Every route was sharp, every release was clean. It's just Kyler don't look his way sometimes. A lot of the time, honestly. Right? And they still kind of force-fed him a little bit or tried to. Look, he finally looked like he's fully in sync with Kyler, not fully, mostly in sync with Kyler. Is again, Kyler just doesn't look up, being 5 foot nothing. And the connection we've been waiting for finally, showed like its potential. Finally showed it, right? When the Titans rolled coverage, Harrison adjusted. When Kyler needed to bail out on third down, Harrison moved. He made a move. He ad-libbed at times and all that. He didn't just rack up catches. He had that like a ton, but still, he earned respect, right? The secondary had no answers for him at all. So, look, if you believe in one-on-one, if Kyler Murray, please, if somehow this makes it to your FYP, which I doubt it will, okay? Because if I'm you, I stay the hell off the internet for a solid week, maybe more, all right? And maybe stay off of Call of Duty, dog, I want to tell you. But if Marvin Harrison Jr.'s one-on-one, throw him the ball. I don't care who else is on throw him the ball. Jesus, if today didn't show him that he needs to do that, I mean, damn, every great wideout has that moment, right? That game where they go from promising rookie to legitimate threat. For Harrison, this was it, okay? And the promising rookie, we got him last year as a rookie. We thought this is the kind of stuff he's going to do right away. He's finally doing it. Now, it took him to week 4, week 5, but still he's doing it. He's looking good now. So he played like a veteran that he should be, and physical off the line, fearless across the middle, clutch when it mattered. Honestly, he looked good. In the second half, Kyler didn't do anything there. I know we lost, right? But he was the only bright spot to me, honestly. And the defense played their hearts out, man, but they got tired. It is what it is. When the offense can't do nothing with the ball, can't get first downs, nothing. And then stupid penalties on top of that, like it just gets ridiculous. So what is my hot take this week? It is pretty damn simple. But it might be one of those things where y'all might be a little surprised. So here we go. After the game in the post-game presser, Gannon was asked if he still felt positive about the offensive coaching, a.k.a. Drew freaking Petzing. This guy sat back, yep. What are you talking about? Jonathan Gannon is seating up. Because you know what? I'm under it with the flamethrower, okay? The Arizona Cardinals just lost to a Titans team that got shut out 26-0 last week, and now we sit at 2-3 in the season. We're supposed to show progress at this point. Haven't. Right? This wasn't just a bad loss. It was a statement loss. It was said loud and clear. This team doesn't have an identity, and Gannon's message might not be landing anymore. Okay? When this season started, the bar wasn't set sky high. Nobody expected a Super Bowl, right? We expected growth, right? A cleaner offense, better situational football, more discipline. Instead, we're seeing the same issues over and over again. You had a mini bye or extra rest. You're facing a Titans team in chaos. They have no idea how to play. Cam Ward can't tell a horse from a cow. All right? And you made him look like a decent quarterback today. Now, he's going to get better. He's going to be good in my opinion, but that's beside the point. You're facing an awful Tennessee Titans team, and you still got out coach, Jonathan. That's on you. Okay? The offense looks flat. The energy is inconsistent. And the team that used to pride itself on effort looks like a second team, like it's second guessing everything, especially in the second half. Okay? The fact that this team still doesn't know how to finish games 5 weeks in is a huge red flag. And when you start losing winnable games like this, the finger always points at the top. Let's be real. The offense looks worse than it did last year at times. All right? I have a decent memory. I can tell you right now. That's saying something. All right? Drew Petzing's play calling has been dog crap awful. All right? Not shaky, not iffy, garbage. All right? But Gannon is the head coach. All right? He oversees it all. When your offense can't find a rhythm week after week, it's not just a coordinator problem. It's a you problem, Jonathan. Kyler Murray looks tentative, right? At times. We had, again, the snap from Froholt to him, that was the start of the end for the entire game, by the way. All right? Momentum went down immediately. It was gone, all right? Even the Titans didn't have the momentum. They were kind of confused, like, oh, why do we feel so good? Oh, why are we making plays now? Oh, crap, all right. And then they got confidence at the end, right? You have a great receiver in Marvin Harrison Jr., and you can't scheme him open consistently. That's a coaching issue. The run game, the one thing the team used to hang its hat on, gone. Yes, Connor's gone. Yeah, Benson's on IR. Instead of adapting, you look lost. Carter looked solid in the first half, and they started running into walls all over the place. No creativity, no setting him on the outside, no changing the blocking scheme at least a little bit to open him up. Michael Carter ran his ass off today just to get the little that he got. That was no thanks to the offensive line. I don't care who you are. That was no thanks to the line. Okay? There's no tempo. There's no urgency. It's like the team is sleep on an offense, a week out walking on offense. It's like we took an Ambien before the game freaking started. Okay? When your offense keeps going 3 and out, and the defense, they're going to break. They're going to get tired. All right? Tackling slipped. Gap discipline was fading. The pass rush was gone. There was a handful. Even Josh Sweat looked tired as hell out there. That's what happens when you spend all game trying to compensate for a broken offense. It's Gannon, being defensive-minded coach, should have his side of the ball airtight. Instead, it's leaking at the worst times. And when the team plays hard but can't execute, that's a coaching problem. Okay? When they look tired, unprepared after a mini-bye, that's a coaching problem. Okay? Jonathan Gannon's message might be wearing thin. Everyone might be getting tired. The fire and focus mantra worked when the team was scrappy and overlooked. But now expectations have crept in. And we're not seeing accountability whatsoever. Drew Petzing should not be the coordinator anymore. He knows that. For him to come out like, yep, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, so confident, yeah. The hell are you talking about? It's like he goes home and just like, and like smashes his forehead into the wall in his kitchen and goes, yeah, this is fine. There's no spark on this team. There's no momentum. No signs that this coaching staff knows how to fix it or what the hell they're doing. Look, the NFL moves fast. If you're not improving, you're regressing. Right now, Arizona looks like it's stuck in neutral and about to go in reverse. And that fell squarely on Jonathan Gannon. So yeah, Gannon's seat isn't boiling yet, but it damn sure will be. You can't lose to the Titans in a free fall at home, right? After a mini bye and you walk away without questions. Come on. If the Cardinals don't show serious improvement in the next few weeks, the competition is only going to get louder and louder and louder. Okay? Look, Jonathan. Bottom line, Jude's got to go. Whoever the passing game coordinator, put them in. They got to be held. You know what? Forget it. Let Kyler call his own plays. How about that? Let Kyler Murray call his own plays. Just for a quarter. Just see how it feels. Just a tip. Just see how it feels. Why not? What's it gonna? What we're gonna do? Lose? Oh no! Because it's gone so damn well so far with Drew Petzing. Hell yeah, I'm pissed. And this is, you know what, guys? This is the energy y'all can expect from now on. Because I am sick and tired of this stuff. It is stupid. The 5 Titans fans in the freaking stadium today were happy as hell, talking all kinds of garbage after the game. And again, they didn't expect to win. Even they knew that. First of all, they knew they sucked. Okay, walking out, one guy's like, "The one win we're gonna get this year, yeah!" Like. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, that's who we lost to. All right, folks. Before I lose my mind, dude, this is ridiculous. That's going to do it for this episode of Cardinals Daily. I made a lot. Don't forget to hit that sub, hit that bell, send that like, and leave a comment. I'll see you all tomorrow. Look, it's ride or die for the Cardinals either way. Every season we're doing this, but look, man, I'll be back tomorrow with some more. But trust me, this energy, it's staying. All right, we're breaking down the hell out of this game the rest of this week before we talk about next Sunday, all right? You guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Enjoy your Monday. Catch you guys later. Go Cardinals.